Man, it feels good out here today. Picture time. Picture time. Photo. Is my lens clean? No. I'm saying it looks a little blurry. Is it my eyes or the camera? That would be the camera. That's better. This phone's doing good, but it's getting a little old. I need to get a new one eventually. It's the S22 Ultra, and the S25 is coming up any time now. Cool. Gotta go. Man, my grips are totally disintegrating. These are the Pro Grip 714s, I think, something like that. They're pretty old. I've had them on here for several years, and they are falling apart. That one is cracking, but it's not disintegrating as much as this one. This one's just disintegrating, and it's getting real sticky. I need to pull off my bark busters, cut these off, and put on some new ones. I have some. They're sitting in the garage. I just haven't gotten to it. That's how it is. That's how it is. Busy, busy, always busy. I'm headed to my least favorite part of town. Oh, I didn't do my weather report, did I? Well, I'm slacking. I'm falling down on the job. Your handy-dandy moto weatherman is losing his mind. There we go. I told you it feels good out here. 70 degrees. Feels like 76 because it's pretty humid, but man, it is nice. Tomorrow and Wednesday look like we're going to have some rain, so not quite as optimal for riding, but you know, I'll do what I have to do. Yeah, 71% humidity. It's a little thick out of here today. Feels good though. It's gonna feel great up on the highway moving. Anywho, yeah, so I'm headed to my least favorite part of town. I gotta go all the way over to Ship Channel area, kind of, sort of. McCarty and I-10. God, I just hate that stretch of highway. There's no other way to get there. I mean, well, there is if you go through all the surface streets, Montrose area, all that, but that's a shit show. Anywho, so I'll just head on over to HOV lane and truck on in my usual route. My customer site's over there on McCarty. I've got a new location for an old customer. Well, new for me, not for them. They've had it for a while, but we're doing a site survey to retrofit this office. They're gutting their office area. Hello. Hi. Little girl is fascinated with the bike. It's an existing office. People have been in it. You know, it's a production site forever. But they're gutting their entire office area and rearranging where people are going to be. It's just one of those, you know, when you do business acquisitions, you've got all this legacy crap left behind that you've got to figure out how to integrate into your existing stack. And they did the best they could with it for a long time, but now it's time to gut it and do it again, because they're doing construction, which means taking out walls and ceilings and all that. So we're going to be surveying the existing cabling plant where the demarcs are, all that good stuff, and doing wireless. They're going exclusively wireless for all of their endpoints, which is interesting. Well, I say exclusively wireless. You know, the backhaul stuff, the infrastructure stuff is going to be wired, obviously, but the clients themselves, phones, PCs, laptops, everything, it's all wireless. So there'll be a new switch in their MDF or IDFs. I'm not sure how many IDFs they've got. It's kind of a big building, big spread out campus. So I'm sure there's at least a demarc, which is probably the MDF, and then we'll have a couple of remote wiring closets to cover the rest of the space. So that's what we're up to today. Site survey, figure out what we need, how many APs we're going to hang, where they're going to live, look at power requirements, existing cabling, stuff like that. It's a big metal warehouse, so I'm not a fan of stringing long copper in those places, because that's just an antenna for static electricity. You know, get any nearby electrical storm and you start cooking equipment real fast. So I like to do fiber those whenever I can. put media transceivers out there, and the problem with that is your APs out at the edge, you've got to get power for them too. You can't do PoE over fiber, obviously. So yeah, there's trade-offs. So probably gonna redo their existing cable plant and put Ethernet surge protectors throughout. Make sure they don't cook off equipment in one of our next spring lightning storms that we always have. Anyway, I can't think of what else to talk about. I'm just rambling. Got a lot of stuff rattling in my head today. And the tangible dread of having to take I-10 past 610. I just hate that whole section of the city over there. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Have I mentioned that I don't like it much? I hate it. That's where I got nuked on the Hunter 350 by the guy on the Jeep. I was headed to the same customer site. Well, one just down the street from them also. The exact same street, like half a mile away. Same path. That whole interchange through I-10, 610, and then again at 610, 59 is just a blender. It's awful. They got 45 right there in that same little stretch, and 288 for that matter. So yeah, I mean, it's just crap. Well, 288's a little further south, but still, it's just too much traffic. It's a big nexus of unhappiness. Everybody gets angry. Everybody gets rushed and aggressive, tailgating, changing lanes without looking, speeding, just doing douchebag maneuvers left and right. It's dangerous to go through there in anything. It would be dangerous to go through there in an APV, let alone a bike. Man, it feels good out here. Whew. This is road trip and camping weather right here, man. Fantastic. So I mentioned that I'm shopping for cars. A couple of the ones that I'm looking at are a used Honda Insight, a 2020 model, with very low miles on it that is quite interesting, and then the new 25 Civic Hybrid, probably the hatchback instead of the sedan. But passing this Honda dealer right here reminded me they sent me some offers and texts because I'm using TrueCar to ferret out the good prices and all that, and I like that. That's pretty slick. I used TrueCar when I bought my Accord back in 2020. And got a good deal. You know, they get you hooked up with dealers that are not going to dick around. They give you a firm buyer's offer, and that's the price. You know, you don't get in there and then they suddenly bait and switch you with $1,000 or $1,500 worth of add-ons and rubberized undercoating that you don't want. Don't need no more rubbers, man. Thanks. So they're sending me pictures and texts, and one of them at Russell Smith Honda down on the south part of the loop actually sent me a video of the car. He just unsolicited. He sent me a short video, like 20 seconds from a cell phone. That was really interesting. I like that. It's a nice approach. He's proactive, and you gonna let me in? Wasn't long-winded. He's just saying, hey, we've got that exact car in the color that you want here. Give me a call if you'd like to come in and take a look at it and test drive it. It was really good. Better than just looking at a static picture, because he kind of walked around it. big plastic tote. You don't want to hit that damn thing at speed. It's going to break something. Definitely not on the bike. That would suck. I've always been annoyed with the Houston city maintenance. I don't know if it's federal or city, but it's so dirty through here all the time. You know, there's broken pickets laying over here. You can see them all over the place. Trash, debris, bumpers, like full bumpers with license plates still attached to them. And that stuff will sit out here on the highway for weeks, months, whatever. Just getting hit again and again. And when there's a big storm, either wind or rain, all this stuff migrates, you know, and you'll have big piles of it all over the place. It's crazy. Get out here and clean it up. Get the road sweepers out here, get the road crews, clean it up. I'm sure our tax money goes to that somewhere, somehow. Should be in the budget. Road maintenance. That was nice. Scooted over to let me go by. I gave him a wave. Try to acknowledge cagers whenever they are attentive. Giving them their due, paying it forward. I need to put my new windscreen on this. Man, MadStad sent me a brand new windshield for this last fall, whenever it was. I can't even remember. Might have been last summer. I gotta look at the ship date on it. But it's been sitting out there in my garage on the project shelf. I need to do that. I'm gonna put the new windscreen on here. It should be the same as this, but it's, you know, brand new, obviously, new winglets and all that. It seemed like the mechanism was revised based on the pictures, but I haven't taken it out of the box yet to look at it. So it looks like they made the frame a little bit more substantial, and it's got different wing nuts and, you know, all the stuff on it. So I'm sure it's a iterative improvement. So need to put that on here. I've got to dig around on my boxes and find another RiderScan mirror. I should have 2 or 3 or more of those in my project boxes somewhere. I don't know where. I do have a couple spare sets of mounts, which is really what I need, because I could reuse this mirror, but once you peel off those feet, you know, the adhesive mounting plates right there, it's hard to get them back on. You've got to find a very specific kind of 3M VHB tape, and it's not the thick stuff. Can't be foamy, obviously. It's got to be the really thin, super flat stuff. And I tried the one for body moldings, you know, that I've got stuck on in various places on my cars and on these bikes, and that's a little too thick still. It's got to be thinner than that. And I found some of it once upon a time at one of the auto parts stores, but I've never been able to really dig it up again, so I got to do a little research. But anyway, I've got a couple spare sets of mounting plates. I feel so naked riding without that RiderScan mirror. I've gotten so accustomed to them over the last decade or so. It's just part of my visual field, and I'm always scanning 3 mirrors, you know. And when I don't have that one there, it just, something's missing. Doesn't feel right. The bike that really, really taught me the value of that mirror was with my Riker, because the Riker was new back in 2019. I was the first one in Houston, or probably in Texas, to have one on the road. So they were new, and it was a curiosity for everybody. And I forever had cagers come flying up on me out of nowhere, and they would park right on my flank, just looking at the bike. And invariably, they're kind of weaving in toward me because they're looking at me, and you know, you go where you're looking. And I wouldn't realize that they were shadowing me because I couldn't see them in my side mirrors. And I didn't see them approaching because they'd come up so fast just to, you know, get close and take a look. Okay, I don't mind you looking, but don't run into me, man. Or then they'd bracket me and I need to, you know, scoot around traffic or something and, you know, look over my shoulder and, oh shit, there's a car there. You know, what the? So I put that RiderScan on the Riker's windscreen, and oh, it made 1,000% difference. Never got caught with a cager in my flank that I didn't know was there. placement on them is a little tricky. You've got to have a tall enough windscreen, and it needs to be up relatively high. It needs to be just below your field of vision, because if you have it lower, your arms get in the way. I mean, you can see in the funhouse view here, my arms are kind of blocking about half of the lane worth of view, but I can still see through my side right here and over my arm when it's on the bars, so I can see it. When it's lower, your body blocks a little bit too much of the peripheral view. So up higher is better, and it's got to be, you know, on a almost vertical mounting plane. You can't have like a flat dash or something that you're sticking it on, because the feet don't really bend that way. I mean, I guess if it were up tall enough, like on a Harley, you know, the big bat wing that they have up there, or even a gold wing or something like that, you might be able to find a flat enough surface up high that you could mount it. But generally, you need a vertical surface like this. My Rebel, that Daytona blast barrier that I've got, is just high enough. I mean, by like 1/8 of an inch for the RiderScan to fit in there and not be sitting on the speedometer. It just clears it, just barely. I forgot to bring my warehouse keys with me, dang it. I was going to swing by the warehouse on the way back out to Katy, but not today. Got a 4G router sitting on my desk in there that I wanted to bring home and play with for a different project. It's a little, is it Netgear? I don't think it's the Nighthawk series. It was before that. It's just 4G. It's not 5G. But I put one of my free Google Fi 5G data cards in there. It works like a champ. It's not super fast. It's just 4G speeds, but you know, it pulls, I don't know, 15 or 20 megabit download, and I think I was getting about 7 or 8 meg upload, which is all I need. I want to use it for some remote telemetry monitoring stuff. Just play with it a little bit. Google Fi allows you to have 5 additional data-only SIMs per paid phone line. And if you're on the unlimited data plan, which I've got, then there's no cap on the data. I think they throttle you after, you know, 50 gigabits rather, or something like that, but you still have data. I opted for the 100 gigabit plan, and I don't recall if they do throttling on that one. I'm not sure how that works, but I'm not using that much data anyway. Oh, it feels good out here. This temperature is fantastic. Somebody hit that wall. And it reminds me of when my Pilot got totaled 2 years ago, February. Guy hit me from behind going about 115. And he hit me on the left rear quarter, like right square on the bumper, you know. Took out the exhaust, left rear wheel, all that, and spun me, and I immediately hit a car that was to my right, and somehow through one of the impacts, I don't know which one it was, as we cartwheeled, or spun, we didn't cartwheel, spun, my left front tie rod broke, and the wheel was facing totally outward, so I had no steering control. trying to get the thing wrestled to a stop. But coming back through the other way up here at 610 and I-10, my spiral marks were on the pavement for a couple of weeks. You can see it as you pass by. We got a couple of good rains and it washed it all out, but it's right back there, about a mile. Not even a mile. I don't trust you. Yeah, it's right over in here, I guess. It's just about IKEA, because I think we made that next exit off the highway in the Wreckers. I'm finally feeling a little bit better today. My chest feels like it's clearing out a bit. It's been a rough few weeks. I've been staying heavy on the vitamin C, guaifenesin, and NAC, and it seems to be slowly kicking it. Last night wasn't a good night for me, and I was hacking up a lung last night, but I woke up this morning feeling pretty good. I don't have near the tightness and congestion down in my bronchial area that I had for the last 2 or 3 weeks. I'm always amazed at that, how most cagers just have zero situational awareness. They can't judge speed to distance and kind of predict where clogs in traffic are, and they end up, speeding right up on slower traffic and then nailing the brakes. Don't you see that coming? I don't get it. How can you not notice that? I've been a motorcyclist all my life, bicyclist before that. Treat it as a chess game. Think a couple moves ahead. Watch the angles. On a motorcycle, you do have a little different seating position. It's more of a command seating. You're up higher in general, generally speaking, but no more so than SUVs or trucks. It just comes down to situational awareness and a little bit of planning. Hey, you missed a couple of waves. Alright, this is the section I hate. Right here, it always goes to shit. I usually get over in those rightmost lanes because it doesn't get better going through here. Clogs up in these left lanes and just like this. There's too many crossovers and interchanges, too many people merging in at low speed and not getting moving and all that. So I usually jump over there, and that's where the guy nuked me intentionally. Came flying up behind me because he got mad that he had to stop behind other people and rammed me from behind. Oh, fun. So now I've got to find somebody sleeping, and that guy about changed lanes into me. Who's sleeping? Who's sleeping? Oh, I'm gonna have to get over pretty soon. I'll find somebody sleeping. Somebody like this guy. And this is where it gets dicey. Full stop in any lane on I-10. If you're not in a cage, it is a risk. What are you doing, dude? All right, people. We're going to break it up. I ain't going to wait behind you. Go, dude. What are you waiting on? 45 miles an hour. Dude, hit it. Another one's on 45. Do it. There's too many short merges in this whole stretch of road here for about 3 miles, 4 miles. Too many crossovers. They should have been flyovers instead of crossing over at lane level, you know. Doesn't make sense. Should have done flyovers like all these others. Somebody's throwing rocks. Ouch. There's gravel on the road up here. Probably a gravel truck. Yes, there is. Damn it. I can see him. Ow. Guy up there, a couple lanes, is dropping gravel. You can see it bouncing off his tires off that trailer. Need a sofa? It doesn't look all that well secured. I don't want to be behind him on the highway. Some kind of smoke going on. Little railroad tracks here. So, I'm here. I don't know where to go in because I've never actually been into this place, but I'll figure it out. That's not it. There's somebody up my ass at any time now. I gotta be careful. So let's get over here. It's got to be this entrance, or maybe, yep, that's the one. Gotta go back. Can't tell what's open, what's closed. Thought maybe it was the yard entrance over there, but no, it's this one. So my meeting is at 1:30 and I'm a few minutes early. Yeah, 20 minutes early for a change. Actually anticipated a lot more traffic on the highway than there was. Not complaining, I got here. And where to park, that is the real question. I don't know. I just need to be away from trucks that might run me over. Visitor parking. Hey, I'm just parking right here on the other side of visitor parking. How about that? Parking the gravel. Hopefully my side stand doesn't dig in. Hey. Ooh, a little soft. Might be a center stand day. Ooh. Whoa. No, that's going to stay. Okay, I've arrived. Time to work. Figure out what's going on and make some money.